Today, I am going to tell you a story that changed the direction of history, a moment that gave Islam a strength the world had never seen before. It was the day when Allah accepted the prayer of His beloved Prophet Muhammad and placed the light of faith into the heart of a powerful, dignified, and fearless man, Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu. At that time, the streets of Makkah were filled with fear and oppression. The Quraysh were enemies of Islam. Life had become extremely difficult for the early Muslims. Their numbers were small, their strength limited, and every day brought a new test, a new trial. And among all the enemies of Islam, the one man the Muslims feared most was Umar ibn al-Khattab. His strong nature, his courage, his high status in the tribe, all of this made him the most feared opponent of Islam. Umar hated Islam deeply. He believed this new religion was destroying the traditions of Quraysh, breaking families apart, and threatening their idols. One day, his anger reached its peak. He drew his sword and said to himself, "Today, I will end Muhammad's matter once and for all." With this intention, he walked towards the place where the Prophet was. On the way, he met Nu'aym ibn Abdullah. Nu'aym saw the anger on Umar's face, the sword in his hand, and asked, "Umar, where are you going?" Umar replied, "I'm going to kill Muhammad. He has created division in our religion." Nu'aym said, surprised, "Umar, before you do that, look at your own house, your sister Fatima, and your brother-in-law Sa'id. They have already accepted Islam." These words stopped Umar. His anger rose even more. He changed his path immediately and marched straight to his sister's home. At that moment, Khabbab ibn al-Arat was there, reciting the Quran to them. The atmosphere inside the house was peaceful, filled with tranquility. The words of the Quran were filling the room with a special kind of light. As Umar approached the door, he heard voices from inside. He knocked loudly. Everyone inside panicked. Khabbab hid. Fatima quickly hid the pages of the Quran. When the door opened, Umar entered. He asked, "What were those sounds I heard?" They denied it, but nothing could be hidden from Umar. He grabbed Sa'id and began beating him. Fatima could not bear this. She stepped forward and said, "Umar, do whatever you want, but we will not leave Islam." These words, from a sister, fell like thunder on Umar's heart. His eyes moved to her face, and he saw blood flowing. That moment, that sight, began to break something inside him. His anger cooled a little. He said, "Show me the book you were reading." Fatima replied, "Umar, you are impure. You must bathe first, only then you may touch the Quran." This was the respect of the Quran, and even Umar, as hard as he was, accepted it. He bathed, returned, and took the pages in his hand. The verses were from Surah Taha. As soon as his eyes fell on the words, "We did not send down the Quran to cause you hardship," something shook inside him. These were not words of anger, but words full of love, mercy, and guidance. Umar's expression changed. The hardness in his heart began to melt. He read more and more, and the Quran entered deep into his heart. Suddenly he said, "This can never be the word of a human being. Take me to Muhammad." At that moment, Allah opened his heart to faith. Khabbab came out of his hiding place and said with joy, "Umar, by Allah, this is the prayer of the Prophet." He prayed, "O Allah, strengthen Islam through Abu Jahl or through Umar ibn al-Khattab." Umar then walked straight to Dar al-Arqam, where Muslims used to gather in secret. He knocked on the door. Inside, Hamza radiallahu anhu said, "Open the door. If he comes with good, welcome it. But if he comes with evil, I will end him with his own sword." The door opened. The Muslims were terrified. But the Prophet stepped forward, placed his blessed hand on Umar's chest, and said, "O Umar, have you come to accept Islam?" It felt as if the entire universe became silent. Umar's lips moved, and he said, "I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that you are the messenger of Allah." The room echoed with cries of Allahu Akbar. Muslims were crying with joy. That moment, that day, became a turning point for Islam. With Umar's Islam, Islam was no longer weak. The sword that was once raised against the Muslims was now raised to defend them. The same Umar whom Makkah feared now became a soldier of faith. He said, "O Messenger of Allah, are we not upon the truth? Then why do we worship in secret?" And for the first time, a group of Muslims, led by Umar, walked openly through the streets of Makkah and entered the house of Allah. The Quraysh watched helplessly. None had the courage to face Umar. That day, Islam rose with a new strength. The Prophet said, "When Umar accepted Islam, Islam became strong like never before." Umar's faith strengthened the hearts of Muslims and strengthened the foundations of Islam. His Islam was not just a conversion, it was a revolution, a shield, a wall of protection for the believers. Even today, when historians write about that day, they say, if Umar had not embraced Islam, the history of Islam would not shine the way it does. This was the story. A story in which hatred turned into love, hardness turned into softness, and an enemy became the greatest protector of Islam.